This is about politics over the Kolhapur violence which has erupted in the last week. Now, AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi has hit out at Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister, Dvendra Fadnavis, asking, and I quote, "Who is the son of Aurangzeb?" Listen in. Before we take you through that reaction, we're going to give you a little bit more context about the Kolhapur violence, which had erupted a few days ago over social media. Essentially, it was on a WhatsApp status where it was a post about Tipu Sultan and Aurangzeb. Now, because of the communal nature of that, essentially hundreds of people had gone out onto the streets the next day, and there was a lot of violence which had taken place. When it comes to the personnel that were sent to the specific area in Kolhapur, there were over 500 police personnel and over 1,500 home guards which had been sent to ensure that peace is maintained. Remember, the situation is normal at this point. But we are going to be crossing over to CNN News 18's to our correspondent to get us more details on the situation and the politics that has now erupted. So yes, tell us more about what's taking place. All right, we're going to listen in to what Asaduddin Owaisi had to say.
फोटो नहीं रखना। महाराष्ट्र के होम मिनिस्टर देवेंद्र फडणवीस बोले ये औरंगजेब की औलाद। अच्छा, आपको पूरे मालूम कौन किसकी औलाद है? आपको मालूम? मेरे को नहीं मालूम था, इतने एक्सपर्ट है आप। तो फिर ये गोडसे की औलाद कौन है? बोलो हमको। ये आपटे की औलाद कौन है? हमको बोलो।
All right, CNN News 18's Shireen Elizabeth joins us to bring us more details on this. Yes, Shireen.
Well, clearly, the statement that has in fact been made by the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Dvendra Fadnavis, over the kind of violence that is in fact happening in Kolhapur has not gone down well with a section of society, especially when we talk about the Muslim community. And now Asaduddin Owaisi has also hit out as Deputy Chief Minister Dvendra Fadnavis for the statement that he has made regarding Aurangzeb. In fact, went on to say that who is really the son of Godse and Apte is the question that is being asked. Also says that the BJP is trying to politicize the situation that is in fact happening in Kolhapur, the violence that is happening in Kolhapur, by terming it as communal. And in fact, Asaduddin Owaisi has objected to calling those who have raised posters of Aurangzeb in Kolhapur as Aurangzeb children and describing Love Jihad nothing but nonsense. He also described it as a special agenda of the Modi government to communalize the situation, to make the situation on ground in Kolhapur more worsened, is what Asaduddin Owaisi said.
How can we expect this to escalate now?
Well, clearly the BJP is going to hit out the statement that has been made by Asaduddin Owaisi. Clearly the war of words is going to continue. But as far as the situation in Kolhapur is concerned, the BJP believes that it was in fact the fringe elements. There are some elements on ground who try to raise the posters of Aurangzeb, terming them as or tagging them as Aurangzeb's son, making it more communal is what the opposition leaders are also claiming. In fact, the Congress party also in Maharashtra is blaming the BJP government for not really handling the situation because it's a sensitive matter and the situation should be handled better, is what the opposition party has been claiming. And now with this statement where Asaduddin Owaisi is in fact asking that who is the son of Godse and Apte to the BJP, clearly this is not going to simmer down. This is only going to escalate from here, where the BJP is of course going to respond to the attack that is coming in from Asaduddin Owaisi at this point.
Can you tell us more about the action which has been taken by the state government to ensure that peace is maintained in Kolhapur?
Well, then clearly at the moment what we are learning is that the situation of course is much better. The violence that was in fact happening, we have seen how a number of people have been detained who the Maharashtra police consider to be miscreants, who went ahead and created a situation on ground. And that is why there are also, in fact, investigation that is going on because the Maharashtra police believes that the violence in Kolhapur was because of the WhatsApp message that was glorifying Aurangzeb and Tipu Sultan, that has in fact went out of hand and created a lot of panic on ground and violence on ground. So keeping that in mind, the security is of course beefed up. And apart from that, there is investigation that is still going on. A number of people have already been arrested who Maharashtra police believe were in fact responsible for the violence that took place on ground.
Now, what we had learned yesterday when it comes to the police investigation that's taking place is that around 36 people had been arrested so far. This was again yesterday, and 3 FIRs had been registered. Is there an update on those numbers? Have more people been arrested?
Well, so far the Maharashtra police maintain that this is an ongoing investigation. So far, of course, more than 30 people have been detained. And as the investigation goes further, if there are more people who are said to be violent part of the investigation, if they find out were in fact responsible for the violence that took place there, accordingly more arrests will be taking place is what Maharashtra police have been saying. But at the moment, the Kolhapur the area is on high alert, not just Kolhapur. The adjoining area, Belgavi, is also on high alert, so that no further escalation of any sort of violence take place on ground, and accordingly security is also beefed up. Now, based on these WhatsApp is what the violence has taken place, and keeping that in mind, the Maharashtra police is also in fact asking people to not spread any unverified, any such information that could actually give way for more violence or any sort of violent untoward incident to take place on ground.
Once more, could you go over what the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister had said, which has essentially led to this reaction from the AIMIM chief? All right, we'll try to reestablish that connection, but essentially this breaking input is specifically about a war of words that's taking place. Again, this specific reaction is from AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi responding to a jibe that the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Dvendra Fadnavis, had made. Again, this is all in connection with the Kolhapur violence that had taken place. But remember, the situation is now normal. Now, we're going to be shifting focus to another important story.